family, they're not in the way. They are the way.
Takes a lot to live out your dream. Hard work and sacrifice. My dream is to be like you. You're my hero, Mum.
Jeffrey Howard.
What's up, Joel? Good afternoon, sir.
The real question is, did you see you two at the Sphere before they left?
I did not. I am so sorry.
Man.
You
I
know,
even traveled in from Nashville to see them.
Oh, I so many people from Ireland came here too, and it was an event. First, it was hard to get tickets, and second, I just so busy I didn't have a chance. Yeah, I know. So heard it was spectacular though. So
it was very moving.
Well, thank you for joining me today to talk about Unsung Hero. Congratulations on a wonderful film, first of all.
Thank you, man, and thank you for taking the time to watch it, Jeffrey. It means a lot.
Oh, absolutely. What an inspirational story. You know, set up the movie for us. I mean, this is an incredible story of one family's journey down under to center stage, right?
Yeah. So it's a 90s film. It's a true story. It's a film about a mum and 6 kids and her husband who'd lost everything in Australia through a musical deal that went bad, moving continents after a job offer, arriving in the United States, losing that job, and then really being on the poverty level. No furniture, sleeping on beds made out of clothes, no car, no insurance. The mum was 6 months pregnant at the time, and really banded together and prayed for everything they needed, and just saw kind of miraculous interventions through the way, and ultimately launched into a young lady's career, Rebecca St. James, and in turn another band's career for King Country. So, but it's our big reveal, Jeffrey, as you know. It's our parents' story, and it's my sister's story. It's our family's story, and we're really proud to bring it to the silver screen. My brother Luke, who I'm in the band with, produced it, and then I co-wrote and co-directed it with Richard Ramsey, and I play our dad in the film as well.
Yeah, minus the beard today, yes.
Minus the beard, yeah.
Would you say the American dream is alive and well? I mean, you guys are like the Australian Von Trappers. And, you know, and also family and faith, that's the center of the success, isn't it, of your story?
Yeah, look, I love that you said that. The American dream is alive and well. We love this country. We most all of us have married Americans. We've made, between all the siblings, 15 and a half American humans. It is, you know, I would say there's been a lot of faith films in the faith and family genre, if you want to put that title to it, but there's not been a lot of family films. And what I love about this film is, yes, it's still grounded, it's still guttural and gritty and warts and all, but it's an adventure film, you know, and it's a story about banding together. And I think there's a lot we can learn from the 90s. You think of the 90s, you know, this was before smartphones, and this was before the internet, and it was a simpler time in many ways of community. And it also highlights the power of this Nashville, when we dropped into Nashville, and the local community really rallying around us in a profound way. And so, yeah, it feels timely, and I'm really thankful to Lionsgate, as you can see behind me, for putting it in thousands of theaters on the 26th of April and beyond.
And tell me about casting the family and finding the right chemistry. That's a lot of children to cast.
I had to fight the producers on a little bit, particularly the line producer. He was like, do we really need 6 kids? And I was like, yes, because there's 6 kids in my family. And he was like, do they all really need to have curly hair? Because all the actors didn't. And they're like, yes, they all need to have curly hair, you know? And you have to imagine, as a son, casting your mum in a film is quite the sacred cow, if you will. And so I almost drove our casting director mad in trying to find Daisy Betts, because I just had it in my mind, Jeffrey, that like this woman had to be Australian. This woman had to be a mum. Like I had all the sort of the ingredients, and it was 10 days before the production when we found Daisy, and she courageously hopped on a plane from Australia. Her husband, Paul, stayed with the kids, 4 kids, and for 5 weeks filmed with us in the United States. And so she was one of the great gifts to the film. And then Kira Lee Berger, who plays our sister, Rebecca St. James, she was a lightning bolt moment. From the moment I saw her audition, I was like, she's the one.
And also also shooting the concert scenes and staging the crowds. I mean, how challenging were those scenes?
Well, we shot in 2022, so it was still kind of the back end of COVID-19. And if you remember, the film industry took COVID, as they should have, very seriously. And so putting large groups of people together, as we found with as musicians during that time, was very complex. And so we, by the grace of God, had a lot of folks show up, had a lot of folks test for COVID, had a lot of folks test negatively, and really had a good time depicting the Sydney Opera House and depicting a big festival in the United States, and these sort of large scale moments. And speaking of the Sydney Opera House, for me, and the Striper concerts were some of my first memories as a human. And so it was very personal, not only the story, but even these moments were very personal to me in my own memory book, you know?
Absolutely. And finally, what do you want people to take away after watching this movie? What do you hope the audience leaves, and what do you?
Yeah. Well, we touched on the 90s and it being a simpler time. So I do hope, as much as I love the power of the internet and the fact that, you know, we're talking because of it, I do think sometimes you have to look back to know where you're going. And so I hope that people and families look back and go, gee whiz, maybe we should be a little bit more mindful of our local community. Obviously, I hope you're entertained. I hope like you're moved. I hope that you love all the 90s wardrobe and the 90s music, you know, Seal and Jesus Jones and Lenny Kravitz and Michael W. Smith and so on, and Striper, you know. And I hope dads and fathers are convicted, and I hope mums feel seen, and I hope daughters, as they try to navigate their way through. But my ultimate hope was really summed up with Mr. John Locke himself, or Terry O'Quinn, when he says in the film, he plays my dad in the film, and he says, your family, they're not in the way, they are the way. And I feel like in so many ways in 2024, we can be encouraged towards that ideal, myself included.
Absolutely, Joel. I love your passion. I love your story. You turned in a fantastic film, and I appreciate your time today. I wish you best of luck, and let's talk again soon.
Yeah, Jeffrey, let's do it. I'm sorry we're so short on time, but I'll say this to your viewers and your listeners. If you love miracles, if you love music, if you love your mom, if you love family, then come to the cinemas, to the theaters on the 26th and beyond. We're calling it Family Day at the theaters. It is also, fun fact, our parents' 49th wedding anniversary that day. And so it's a kind of a full circle moment. But until then, we'll see you in the cinemas.